This is 5 on your side at 10.
I hope that both families can cling to the community.
Tonight, the grieving community at Central VPA united to support each other days after the deadly school shooting. Thanks for joining us. I'm Holden Kerwicki. Brent Solomon has the night off. The somber and casual ceremony was another chance for students and alumni to remember the victims, beloved teacher Gene Kuczka and student Alexandria Bell, and the 7 students injured. 5 on your side's Robert Townsend reports from Central VPA.
They gathered outside Central VPA High on a Friday night by the dozens. Students, former teachers.
I'm Mrs. Hurlika. I taught here 6 years ago.
Alumni.
Paris 2020.
Paris 2020.
And more. All returned to the South St. Louis High School to remember 61-year-old Gene Kuczka and 15-year-old Alexandria Bell. Kuczka dedicated 20 years of her life to St. Louis public schools. And to these students, she was one special gym and health teacher.
She was great at both. She made everything fun for us.
10th grader Alexandria was a popular member of her school's junior varsity dance team. Both lost their lives inside the high school at the hands of a lone gunman.
It's kind of crazy to even think about.
Paris Robinson graduated from the school 2 years ago.
More people are sad, but I'm angry that the fact that this happened at my school.
Miss Kuczka was like a grandmother to me.
Christian Schulte will tell you he proudly graduated in 2019. He too had to be here to comfort his fellow alums and to show support for the families of Mrs. Kuczka and Alexandria.
You know, I can't even imagine how her family feels right now. I didn't know Alex personally, but she was a CVPA student, so she was a sister to me.
Walk along this touching memorial and you'll see all kinds of condolences on these posters, including "You are all in my prayers" and "Sending love and prayers to all. God bless."
Definitely has brought us closer.
A closer school family, uniting in prayer.
I have never seen a community this loving.
And promising to be there for the families of their friend and teacher.
To help get them through with their grieving process for their loved ones.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Tomorrow, the St. Louis community is invited for another gathering in the aftermath of the school shooting. Black Healers Collective and the TSTL are hosting a gathering at Tower Grove Park tomorrow afternoon from 1 until 3:30 p.m. in the park's west end near Arsenal and South Kings Highway. Many people are still processing the tragedy days after the deadly shooting at Central VPA. Tonight, a teacher who worked alongside one of the victims explains how she's dealing with the death of a colleague and friend. Heather Kristoff is the athletic director at Collegiate School of Medicine and Bioscience, which shares a building with Central VPA. Kristoff shared the same gym space as Gene Kuczka every single day. Today, she talked to 5 on Your Side about her relationship with Kuczka.
It was, what do you need? You know, I can help you. Do you need this? We can share our equipment, you know, and just very accommodating, very kind, very approachable.
As Kristoff continues to grieve the loss of her close friend, she's also doing everything she can to check on her students and continue to put them first. There is a visitation for Gene Kuczka on Sunday from 2 to 8 at Cutis Funeral Home in Afton. A funeral mass will be celebrated at the Cathedral Basilica of St. Louis Monday morning at 10. Ms. Kuczka is survived by her husband, 2 sons, and 3 daughters. She also had 6 grandchildren. New at 10, St. Louis police are investigating an overnight shooting near a downtown sports bar. Officers responded to patios around 11:30 last night and found several cars damaged. At the same time, a man suffering from gunshot wounds showed up at Central Patrol. Investigators believe he was confronted by another man as he broke car windows in the parking lot. The injured man could not tell people what happened and was taken to the hospital where he is currently recovering. Now to the contamination concerns at Jana Elementary. Sample testing at the Florissant School will continue next week. Last night, the Hazelwood School District informed parents about the decision to redistrict students among 5 schools. Parents and staff will receive final notifications of new school assignments by November 14th, but school leaders are looking at other options to keep students together. One parent told 5 on Your Side they feel this decision was made without their input.
We came there with the idea of having conversations to understand how we can find other solutions. However, they had already made a decision prior to us being there, and we wanted to be able to have a more open discussion about what we can do.
There is a Hazelwood School Board meeting on Tuesday. Jana's PTA president believes they'll have more information on what's next and hopes there's a public vote. Today, residents in the Metro East finally got assistance months after the historic flooding in July. Today, FEMA opened 2 disaster recovery centers, one at the Caseyville Village Hall and another at the Clyde Jordan Senior Citizen Center in East St. Louis. Representatives from FEMA and the Small Business Administration are available to provide resources and assistance for the families hit hard by the flooding.
We lost everything. We lost clothes, shoes, TVs, games, everything. My kids don't got shoes on right now.
The centers are open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 until 6 and Sundays from 7:30 in the morning until noon. No appointment is necessary. There's something new at the polls in Missouri. No excuse absentee voting. Right now until Election Day, you can cast a vote early and you don't need an excuse. Nearly 3,800 people have already voted no-fault absentee. Like the last election, you can vote at any polling location. One election official wants you to know that every vote counts and its systems are set up to keep the integrity intact.
We have an excellent system of physical security of all of our equipment, as well as the cybersecurity. None of our equipment is ever connected to the internet, so it can't be hacked or anything like that. And we have a chain of custody for all of our ballots and all of our equipment that's 100%.
You must also show a photo ID like a driver's license, passport, or military ID in order to vote. The midterm election is just 11 days away, and all eyes will be focused on the House and Senate as both parties fight to take control. Tonight, Casey Decker from our National Verify team breaks down why House control is so important.
Every member of the House of Representatives is up for election, as they are every 2 years. Democrats currently hold the House, but Republicans only need to gain 6 seats to take the majority. They still wouldn't be able to pass many laws without control of the Senate or White House, but they would be able to block Biden's legislative agenda. Whoever holds the House can also kick off impeachment proceedings. They need a majority vote to send it to the Senate, where 2/3 of senators would have to vote to actually remove the president. Some House Republicans have already said they want to do that if they win the majority.
5 on Your Side is standing up for St. Louis by asking you to vote and make a plan. We made it easy by putting together a comprehensive voter guide. You can read up on the candidates and the key issues that matter most. Just text the word guide to the number on your screen. That's 314-425-5355, and we'll send it to you. Remember to share your voice by casting your vote on November 8th. Polls close at 8 p.m. And 5 on Your Side is your headquarters on election night. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, will anchor live coverage on election night at 5+ and KSDK.com. The results show starts at 7. Then you're going to want to stick around for the expanded edition of 5 on Your Side at 10. Coming up, the Arch celebrates its 57th year on the riverfront. We'll show you how one Hall of Fame museum is honoring the gateway to the West.
Well, right now it is quiet outside. It's a very nice evening, but things will change this weekend. We'll talk about the nicest part of the weekend and when it's a little easier to stay inside.
It's the last weekend to ride the Del Mar Loop trolley for the season. Sunday will be its final day of the year. The trolley returned in August after it stopped running in 2019 for financial reasons. A spokesperson for Bi-State Development said the trolley ran smoothly for most of the year, and it saw nearly 7,500 passengers. They haven't decided when the Loop trolley will start operations next year. We want to take a live look at St. Louis's iconic monument, the Gateway Arch. Today it's celebrating its 57th birthday. On October 28, 1965, workers put the final piece of the arch into place. Today, the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum gave a special shout out to the arch. It unveiled its bobblehead to celebrate the anniversary of the arch's opening. This limited edition bobblehead is now available on the Hall of Fame's online store for $30. Switching gears now to weather. Gary, is it going to be a nice weekend to go out and get a look at the arch?
I think so. I just saw it coming in this evening, just popping in. It's always nice to see it illuminated, and a very nice evening for that. And we're going to start off the weekend on the pleasant side. We started off with a very nice time lapse here. As you can see, those fall colors on the late side. We had some high clouds that have started to stream in, especially late in the day. They'll be a little thicker tomorrow, but they really made for a nice sunset. And you can see that as we look at the full time lapse. You see those clouds starting to thicken up just a little bit as the sun sets. That's what we're in for the next couple of days. Here's what to expect. It's a nice start to the weekend. There's no doubt about that. The rain will hang tough, I think, for us for like a 36 to 48 hour period, and then we're going to warm right back up as we dry things out. Here's the way we started this morning. 42 at Lambert, but we're in the upper 30s, mid 30s in some cases, right around freezing. That is a little warmer than it was the day before, not as much frost, and I think over the next few days we'll start to see those numbers come up, and that's a result of what we're seeing right now. 45 St. Charles, 43 in Scott Air Force Base. I do think some of these normal areas will probably still fall into the 30s. However, it's just not quite as chilly. 42 once again, probably at Lambert, as those clouds increase just a little bit. 6:07 our sunset. Here's where those clouds are starting to stream in just a little bit. You can see where they're thicker as we get closer to the Oklahoma and Arkansas state lines. And this is moving very, very slowly. This is the way it's been for the last 24 hours have looped this. And because of the fact that this is not moving very quickly, this is cut off from the main system where that main jet stream, that main flow from west to east gets these storms moving at a pretty good pace. This is not one of those storms. It's cut off, but it's going to deliver showers like this for the weekend. Not the first part of the weekend. This is where Saturday is. You're still at 9 o'clock. You're still at 10 o'clock. You're dry. 3 o'clock. We're in pretty good shape. The rain will be to the south. We'll start to see those clouds increase, and then that rain settles in past midnight. That's where I think we'll start to see that rain settle in and become more prevalent, especially on the Illinois side, where those darker shades were indicating that more moderate rain. But then I think we'll see some breaks. It's not going to rain the entire day. We'll start to see that drizzle or maybe a sprinkle here or there, and then it's a break. And I think we'll see more of that. But because of the nature of this slow-moving system, we'll probably still hang around the first part of Monday. I'm optimistic, though, this will be out of here just in time for trick-or-treating, and we'll start to clear out. Potential rainfall is not that 2 to 3 inches we had the other day. This is close to a ½ an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch through a 36 to 48 hour period. So first part of Sunday, more wet, and then there are breaks, but still rain chances are around. And then we start to warm up after that as we get above average. So 65 is our average right now. We're around that the next couple of days, and then we've got another shot by the end of next week, but it's back into the mid 70s.
All right. Thank you, Gary. That's it for your news at 10. Corey Miller is here now with 5 on your side.